Rob, thank you. Presidential debates may be mainly about what the candidates say, but it can be just as much about what they don't say.
Body language expert Ryan Foley is here to break it all down for us. Good morning to you.
Good morning,
Thanks
guys.
for being here.
Well, thank you.
Okay, we know a lot of the eyes and really the topic of conversation has been more toward the men. But let's talk about Carly Fiorina for a moment, because she needed to stand out, and she did little subtle things to make that happen.
Yes, she did, right at the get-go. And I want to point out that she came into this having to do something a little bit different from the male candidates, and it all has to do with anger. It was about terrorism, it was about needing to show dominance at this debate. But if she came across too angry, then what that could do is actually push people away from her perspective. And there's been a recent study that has shown that when men get angry, a lot of people look at it as, well, it's situational, it makes sense, you know, and that can actually change people's opinions. Up to 20% of people can change their opinions. Doesn't have that effect on women. In fact, it can even push people in the other direction. So she starts out the debate by saying, I'm angry. But when she's speaking, she doesn't change her tone. She's very calm, and she points to the rationality. She uses that all the way through. She wants to show dominance without showing it in her voice and in her body language. She wears a red dress, which is a dominant colour. She uses symbols. It's very good.
Her voice seemed very measured whenever she spoke.
Well, she had to point to rationality.
Yeah. So we move on to, I guess, the stars, if you will. A lot of people expected Trump and Cruz to butt heads. They didn't. In fact, we see Donald Trump reaching over and giving a little pat on the shoulder.
Right, yes.
That seems kind of condescending to me.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Tom. In fact, yeah, well...
Yeah, I get an A.
Oh,
take a look at this. Take a look at the video right now. See, so
right there.
It comes out now.
He's all right. He's all right.
Yeah. Now, if you look at it in slow motion, it actually gets very interesting, because what he does is he reaches over, and he's not actually looking. He's not actually looking at Ted. He just kind of taps him very quickly. He keeps his eye level. He moves on. He's doing it for a purpose. But Ted Cruz's response is interesting. He hunches over. He even leans in. And you freeze on that frame. He leans in, hunches over, he's got a big smile on his face. And essentially what Donald did is he took that opportunity to show, look, yeah, Ted's doing right, but guess what? I'm still the dominant guy. I'm still the guy in charge.
I'm the alpha dog.
Yes, yes.
Very interesting.
Very, very intriguing. Okay, so let's talk about Trump and his reaction to Jeb Bush.
Okay, so Jeb, for the first time in all the debates, he finally confronts his bully.
Yes.
This is essentially what we're seeing, and everybody likes it. Everybody likes to see the guy confronting his bully. Up to this point, his body language has been kind of jerky. He didn't know how to react. Last night, he was doing much better. You see it in the video. But the way that Bush responds is with a lot of emotion. You see the anger in his face, his voice gets more curt, it raises. He didn't get what he wanted from Bush. I don't think it's enough to bring Bush sort of out of the mire where he is, you know, but he definitely stood up to Trump, and he did what he needed to do.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people say if he had done that from the beginning, he might be higher in the polls than where he is now. It took this long for him to finally get fed up and stand up.
It's like he's playing in a new playground. He didn't have to do this before, right? He's very logical in his approach. He's very rational in the way he deals with things. So confronting this emotional charge was new for him.
You wonder how many faces Donald Trump can come up with to express himself. My goodness.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, Ryan, thanks very much. We appreciate it, as always.
Intriguing, as always.
Thank you very much, guys.
All right.
Absolutely.